It's gonna be a good day today, y'all. It's gonna be a good day today, y'all. We're gonna get into it, man. RTOFD, baby. We here. Let's get to it.
Rucker Man.
Take the base. We are live. We are live, Sean. It's a good day today. Sean, it's a good day today. Gotta hear my music playing in the back. Let's play it again. Sean, it's a good day today, baby. Woo, it's a good day today, baby. Sean, they never said this God exists in football. It's one today, Sean. It's one today. I'm having the Holy Ghost around here, Sean. It's gonna be a good day today. Brandon Staley. Hold on, man, Sean. Whew. Man, hold on. We ain't done turning up today, man. Salute everybody who watched through the show, man. I appreciate you guys. Whew. My team, we can actually get back to winning football. I ain't got to worry about a guy going for 4th and 19, 4th and 20 and our own 20. You know, we got somebody who might use the town of defense, hopefully, I should say. Hopefully, again, I should say. But we can worry about today. Obviously, the show is brought to you by Swift Energy. Go to swiftenergy.com.gz. Use code RTOFD to get 20% off your order. Oh, Sean, so look. You would think I would be mad that we got blew out by the Raiders. As much as I trash the Raiders, thank you, Raider Nation. I love you, Raider Nation, today because you finally got to put the nail in the coffin. Just type it in, tap it on, just tap it on, Sean. Before I let you go, Sean, you gotta please let me have a moment real quick because I told you it's gonna be a different type of show today. See the black bag sitting right here. It's the stuff. In the words of Uncle Lee, every time we always kick it, it's a celebrations. Words. That's all I'm saying. Cursing today. Celebration. Coach Brandon said it was fire. I know you wanted to call me during the game, but you was like, I'm gonna let Shaq rest. I seen this message. Stadium was fire. I'm telling you. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. Thank you. Don't tell me. Don't tell me, Sean. Let's go. We back, baby. We back. Let's go. Let's go. Hey. We back, baby. Oh. Oh, down. Oh, down. It's a celebration. I'm sick and tired of this coach. Let's go. Sean, we in the building, Sean. I'm sick and tired of him. I was sick and tired of him. We back at it. We back at it. We back at it. Sean, we back. We back. We back, Sean. Woo! Okay, I had my moment. I had my moment. Salute everybody. Salute to the chat. Salute. Woo! Hold on. Let me talk. Amen. Hey, shout out to the football guys. We out here. But thank you. About time. It's about damn time. Sean, go ahead.
Salute SB. Salute everybody. Good evening. Welcome to Real Takes Over Fake Debates. This is a historic day. Very historic day. Obviously. SB and O'Shea Jackson Jr., a.k.a. Q Jr., probably the two happiest men on earth today.
Let's go.
Because the Chargers clean house.
Yes, sir. Clean the house.
That's nice.
Amen.
So I mean, SB, I got to ask you, like, when you heard the news, what was your first thought?
I played that song. It's a revolution. We back at it because I'm like, yeah. It took for the Raiders. See, look, just as much as I slandered the Raiders, it becomes because the Chargers, because in San Diego, they couldn't come take over the stadium. Since we moved to LA, if we play the Raiders at home, it was a away game. You will see more black jerseys than blue jerseys because they cemented in LA. It's nothing you can say or done and do. There's nothing you can say or do about that. It's nothing you can say or do about that. Right. So the Raiders, how I feel is how usually Chargers fans feel about Raiders fans. But for them to beat us like that, that had to be the stamp where it's like we could lose. We could have lost to anybody else like that, and Brandon Staley probably could have kept his job. But since we lost to the Raiders like that, he had to go. That's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. We don't supposed to lose to the Raiders. And we actually a better team than the Raiders without Jay Herbert. Why are we getting blew out by 60 points, 40 points? We were here. You're so basic as a coach that the plays you running, somebody predicted the play. It made me feel like McDaniels was back with the Raiders and he had our playbook, how predictable that play was. Ain't no way, bro. He read the play, bro. That pick six he threw on the alert route, on that little screen route, was so predictable. The dude intercepted it with one hand, style-wise, Odell Beckham style. He was like this, Odell Beckham style. Thank you to the crib. You're a terrible coach. You're trash. Get out of my front office. Get out of LA. I hope somebody hit him with a lightning bolt in the brick on the way out. You need to go back and go to a stacked defense and make yourself look like you can't, because you're not that guy. He's not, Sean.
Oh man. So can I say this real quick, SB? I was thinking about this morning when the news broke, and knowing that we were going to talk about it tonight. And I said, can we say that in the last 20 years, the Chargers have made two very, very questionable decisions?
Yes, we have.
Both of them are actually indirectly related to the Saints.
Okay, what you mean by that?
So the first was not keeping Drew Brees.
Agreed. But before you go, my only pass is because sometimes, like, I feel like there's like a Bears situation where it's like you got Justin Fields, You don't really know. You questioning them. But Drew Brees had injuries, and then you got this other guy who had hype because they tried to get. You know who they tried to get.
Right.
They tried to replace it with Eli, and then you so deep in the hole. You're so deep in the hole with this guy. It's like it's over with. It's like so you just probably whatever, you know what I'm saying. But I'm not gonna really fault him for that because we didn't know Drew Brees was gonna become Drew Brees. He showed flashes, but nobody expected with the injuries he had Drew Brees to become one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. That wouldn't have passed. That wouldn't have passed. I give us a pass for him. But go ahead.
But still, when you look back, that's gonna always be a what if in Chargers history in the last 20 years.
Okay.
The second one being that after being up 28-0 against Jacksonville in the wild card game and losing the game, obviously,
because we didn't want to run off.
Retaining Brandon Staley and not letting him go and ponying up to get Sean Payton.
And Sean Payton wanted to come here. He was begging to come to the Chargers. Now, I know Sean Payton. Everybody knocking Sean Payton now, but I know what Sean Payton would have did with this offense. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Not to mention, you would have kept him from the Broncos.
Yes.
Who are crazy as it started, because the Broncos started out 1-5. Everybody said, oh, man, the Broncos, man, you're like, it's terrible, terrible, terrible. The Broncos are making a push for the playoffs.
Yes, they is.
Right. So indirectly,
the
two maybe biggest what ifs in the last 20 years for the Chargers might be not keeping Drew Brees, letting Drew Brees go to the Saints for nothing, and not getting rid of Brandon Staley after the playoff debacle and bringing in Sean Payton.
That's true. I ain't mad at that. The Drew Brees one I give us a pass. That's what I pass.
I can understand the Drew Brees thing because, again, you had Phillip Rivers. You drafted Phillip Rivers.
You wanted Eli. We supposed to got Eli.
You wanted Eli, but, you got Phillip Rivers. I get it. Okay, fine, whatever. But this Brandon Staley situation is going to really, really, really haunt the Chargers, I think, longer than they think. Because, again, I don't think this is necessarily the greatest free agent market for coaches.
No.
Right? It's going to be okay. It's going to be some guys who are going to get a chance. But I don't necessarily think this is the greatest free agent market for coaches. So I know you mentioned a name earlier. Who you think could come in and replace?
We gonna get it. We gonna hold that. We gonna hold that. We gonna hold that. We gonna get into that. We gonna get to that one.
But I think the Chargers and the Spanos family, who got to take some ownership for this, right? Because first of all, let's start right here. Chargers should never left San Diego in the first place.
Agreed. Look, this is a San Diego Chargers shirt. We should have never left San Diego. Right. I don't understand why we left San Diego. They was tripping about the stadium. You gotta force the issue because we do not belong in LA. LA don't love us like San Diego love us.
So if I'm not mistaken, and as I understand it,
shout out
Snake. I know this out in that area. As I understood it, the issue was the Spanos wanted a downtown stadium built,
which makes sense.
The city wanted a stadium in the suburbs.
Yeah.
So I think that was really what ultimately was the breaking point. Now, again, I think eventually you could have come to some understanding.
You should have.
Yeah, you should have. Because, again, I think the other part of it is the Rams already have a pre-existing history in L.A. So when they moved back to L.A., the pre-existing history was there. If the Raiders had moved to L.A., as you said, when you go to a Raiders-Charger game in L.A.,
it'd be more black jerseys there.
More black jerseys in the stadium than it is powder blue because the Raiders have an existing history in LA.
And Sean, that never happened in San Diego.
Right.
Go look back at any Raiders versus Chargers game in San Diego. That never happened.
And that's not to say that Raider Nation doesn't travel, but it ain't this major outnumbering in San Diego. So again, I think that's what it comes down to is at some point they made a decision. And not that they're regretting the decision, but I think they understand they're the Clippers in LA.
We are the Clippers of LA.
They're the Clippers in LA. They're the NFL.
Let me Sean, let me shout out another fellow Chargers fan brother, and shout out the Snake Sports Talk Show. Hold on, I got something to play for you, Snake. Stay right here too. Let me ask my boy TY. He said, SB, what happened to the records drop y'all head on y'all head coach gone? Sweet Lord, baby, Jesus. Don't talk about my Eagles no more. Hey, look, it's a plan. It's a plan in play because we got what we want in the long term. Shout out my brother, the Snake Sports Talk. He's another fellow Chargers fan, make great Chargers content. Please go check out my brother with his content. But hey, Snake, bro, I had this is what I played. I look, man, look, I'm already gonna play it from the song Where's That, man? It's a revolution. Let's go, baby. We free. Amen. What? We get busy, Chuck. But yeah, man, we here, baby. We good. He said, here's the stat for you. 32, 111 TDs, 89 QBR, 14,000 yards. Who numbers does this belong to at the age of 22, 25? Peyton Manning, obviously, of course, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. He was saying that comes to mind when Justin Fields, age 22, 25, had to go through Staley and Lynn. I actually would have kept Anthony Lynn at that point. Only problem I had with Anthony Lynn was that he just didn't believe in Herbert. He was trying to preserve him. Like, I'm cool with Tyrod Taylor, right? I was cool with the Tyrod Taylor thing. Hey, we can't rush Justin Herbert. He's going to have his time. But once Justin Herbert showed who he was, Sean, Anthony Lynn should have just believed in him and just kept it moving with that. And then he said, Justin Herbert possibly going to get the Peyton Manning treatment with the culture change and dog mentality in his franchise. Spanos on this fan base that culture. Yeah, facts. That's facts. We said, my boy, look, we here. So the second part of that, shout out G Money in the chat. Salute G Money. The second part of that is Brandon Staley is fired. Who is the top candidates for the charge position in the head coaching vacancy, Sean? I can already tell you, man. I told you before then. I could go ahead and just get it out the way. Go ahead. We missed out on Sean Payton. I wanted Sean Payton. Sean Payton wanted to be a charge coach because that's played a part when it comes to charges. I want somebody who wants to coach our team, who wants to be here, because right now, if any other head coaching vacancy comes available, the Charger job is probably one of the best jobs that you want to have because you're not going to be devoid of talent. You can do anything with this offense. You can do anything with this defense. Any type of scheme that you want to run. I was kind of pissed that we didn't use Derwin James more with his ability to get to the quarterback. Like, I want to see Derwin James more used, which I would thought Brandon Staley would have done that. I wanted him to use him like how the Rams used Jalen Ramsey more. Like, he'd be inside, outside, everywhere. Because Derwin James had the ability to do all that, which I still don't. He's gone. Don't get a headache. He's gone. He's not here no more. He can't torture you no more. You might watch Charger games again. I'm sorry. So my answer, because I think Harbaugh is on a one-way ticket to the Bears. If he get past, if all this Michigan stuff clears away, he's staying at Michigan. But I think it's too much going on in Michigan that he has to leave. And I think all eyes point towards the Bears. Go get Bill Belichick. It's time. Yes, Sean. Bill Belichick as a coach, he still has the championship in him. He still want to prove that I don't need Tom Brady because Bill Belichick, he ain't the flashy guy that he don't talk that much. But he does hear the noise, and he does not like it. I guarantee Bill Belichick hated that Tom Brady won. Not because Tom Brady won, because they pointed the narrative and said, it ain't Bill Belichick why we won. It was Tom Brady. And knowing that majority of that time, Bill Belichick was the reason why they won. I don't want him as a manager. You ain't managing no talent because we won't have no talent on this roster if Bill Belichick is the GM. But as a head, I want Bill Belichick as the head coach alone, and the Chargers to be a Super Bowl caliber team within the next 2-3 years on that Bill Belichick.
So I like Belichick in the short term, but I don't think he's a long-term guy.
No.
I think the Chargers' biggest problem is the Chargers have never had a long-term guy.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You know, to me, getting Bill Belichick is the equivalent of getting Marty Schottenheimer.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Remember when they got Schottenheimer? Schottenheimer, he's a quick fix guy. But was he the long-term guy? I don't know if it's a wise move to get the quick fix guy for the Chargers, because again, I think at the end of the day, from the Chargers perspective, you've already missed out on building a very, very great roster when Justin Herbert was on a rookie deal.
Yes, sir.
Now he's got his extension. Now you need to start looking around and saying, okay, where can we make improvements? I actually think from a talent perspective, the Chargers are actually very well built.
Yes, we are.
I think from a talent perspective, and I could make an argument that the talent within the Chargers is actually better top to bottom than the talent with the Chiefs.
We are. We are.
Just from a pure talent perspective.
Talent only, yes.
Right. But so I think here's the thing, right? If you're the Chargers, first thing you got to realize, number one, you're not the Steelers.
No, we don't.
Right. So with the Steelers, when the Steelers have a head coach opening, everybody knows what they're going to get. Mm-hmm. They're going to get a young guy, preferably on the defensive side of the ball, mm-hmm. who is a dynamic leader. Mm-hmm. So you look at their last three head coaches, they all fit that mold.
All of them.
Right? So if you're the Chargers, I'm not worried about, is it an offensive guy? Is it a defensive guy? I don't care about that. Get a leader.
That's what we need.
Builder. Get someone who's going to hold everyone accountable top to bottom.
And the one guy that we got for that, I'm trying to tell you, it is Bill Belichick. We need leadership. We need discipline.
Now,
Belichick breathes that.
Yes. Now, in my opinion, the answer is one of two guys. Mm-hmm. It's Jim Harbaugh, who I don't think
he's going to the Bears. I think the Bears got him.
I think if he came back to the NFL, he is likely to go to the NFC than the AFC, mm-hmm. because his brother's in the AFC. Mm-hmm. So kind of like the Peyton Eli thing. Mm-hmm. It's like, no, we don't want to. If we're gonna see each other, it's gonna be in the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Just like they did many years ago. So yes, I think I agree with you. I think Harbaugh will be long for the Bears as opposed to the Chargers. Mm-hmm. But let me throw another name out there.
You finna say this name? Because I see people in the chat saying, you finna say this?
No.
Okay.
No. Is actually a quote-unquote Belichick disciple, Brian Flores. And I'll tell you why.
I don't know.
When he went to Miami, the culture wasn't good.
That's true.
Wasn't good.
That is true.
Right. That defense, he turned it around.
That he did.
He turned them into what Mike McDaniel was benefiting from. Now, obviously, you had Tyreek and some other pieces, but he was the catalyst. He was the quote-unquote the Tony Dungy type that went there. And again, I think it matters if, and again, Flores, I understand Sports Snake's talk point. He's a DC now. He's not going to jump from the Minnesota job as a DC to be the Chargers.
I mean, but if Belichick is the head coach, though.
I mean, again, if Brian Flores is going to leave Minnesota for a job, it's going to be as a head coach, because he should still be a head coach in the NFL.
He should, but he had all that extra stuff going on too, so it might be
now.
Now,
again, culture builder. You have the talent. You need someone who can instill a culture. That's what he does. That's what he did in Miami, and you're seeing what he's doing with Minnesota's defense, which the most talented defense. So give him that talent that's on the Chargers side as the head coach, and he'll hire the right offensive coordinator. He'll bring in the right OC. He'll build the right staff. Spanos is willing to open up the checkbook. Brian Flores makes the most sense to me.
Yeah, now I'm cool with Flores, but I think he probably be better with because I think Bill Belichick gonna come to the Chargers with a point to prove. Because if Bill Belichick was to come win with the Chargers, Sean, all that negative stuff that they was hearing about Bill Belichick and Brady, that's dead. Because you know how many Snake understand this because he's a fellow Charger fan. You know how many jokes we get about we the Clippers of LA, the Chargers are not a real team. We don't got no fan base, nothing like that. If Bill Belichick was to, his legacy is cemented, but coming to the Chargers and winning with the Chargers was cemented in gold. This is a team that ain't won nothing.
Right.
Nothing at all. So he could do it with this team. He said, what he said, if you want Belichick to be the head coach for the certain time, Flores is a great fit to build a team for. I'm cool with see, and you just took the words out of my mouth. You just took the words out of my mouth. I would rather, because I think if Bill Belichick comes to another team, he gonna put the Avengers together when it comes to a coaching staff. He gonna probably have everybody top to bottom, and I would be cool if Bill Belichick comes to the team for like 2 or 3 years, win a Super Bowl, and turn the team over to Flores. I'm happy with that. That'll be perfect.
Now, here's the problem, right? Because we've seen that scenario happen, right? Bruce Arians did that with the Buccaneers, right? Got to Tampa, changed the roster around, blah, 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 won the Super Bowl, and then turned the team over to Todd Bowles. It's been okay. Again, I think there's
talent ain't the same though. Got to tell the whole story. Talent ain't the same.
But
not the same.
But my point is again, the talent won't be the same if Belichick comes in and does that and then turns it over to Flores. Give Flores this roster now and let him. And again, for me, the only thing, if I'm Flores and I'm a head coach, the only thing I'm worried about the offense is that the offense complements the defense, right? Okay. Because I think people don't think about that enough. The offense and defense actually have to work in tandem. The offense and defensive coordinators really have to work in tandem. And so my belief is with Flores, again, he's just a better long-term solution, right? Belichick, you're talking about a Band-Aid, right? He's a Band-Aid, right? He'll cover it up for a couple years, and this is not to be ageist, but at his age, what is Bill Belichick still coaching for? Bill Belichick still coaching to break the record.
Break the record, and he got to win one without Brady.
He would like to win one without Brady, but even
he wants to win one without Brady.
Yeah, no, of course. He wants to. Even coming to the Chargers again, the idea is not so much them winning a Super Bowl, but it's what's the equalizer with Kansas City, right? Because again, we're talking about Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid, right? Those two are tied at the hip, right? They're tied at the hip. Been tied at the hip since Patrick Mahomes got there, right? And there's a big reason why I don't think Andy Reid is going anywhere anytime soon.
Oh no! If he leave this situation, he's retired. Because what Andy Reid did good though was already establish himself as the coach that he already need to win. Because which is crazy that Bill Belichick is going through this with the Brady thing, is because Andy Reid is literally the quarterback whisperer. And we know Patrick Mahomes would not be Patrick Mahomes without Andy Reid. Nobody has ever questioned and said Andy Reid only winning because of Patrick Mahomes. We know Andy Reid is the reason why they win.
Yeah, and I'll say this too. And again, this is the thing I'm thinking about. And again, the organization. I always talk to you about organization, SB, ownership, the GM, the head coach, quarterback. Those four things got to be aligned, right? When you change one of those things out, it's never good, and it usually affects the quarterback. Now, again, with Jay Herbert, because he's extended, he's got his extension long term. He's not going anywhere unless he says, "Hey, get me out of here." But I think people have to remember his next head coach is going to be the third head coach he's played for in the NFL.
And that's a bad sign.
Good. So, and again, we're not talking about Belichick not necessarily being the best long-term fit. Because again, because of his age, because of where he is at this point in his life, his career, he's not the best. Get a long-term fit. Someone you can tie to Herbert basically for the rest of his career, ideally.
So, Sean, would you want to ask, if you were the Chargers then, should you just ask Jay Herbert what coach he want then at this point? And just let him make the decision?
I don't think you necessarily go there. I think obviously you consult with him, or at least consult with him in terms of if it's, an offensive guy, offensive coordinator. I think he and Kellen Moore have something. I might want to retain Kellen Moore as my offensive coordinator just to keep that continuity going.
Continuity, yeah.
But again, I think, and again, I don't know if Kellen Moore is necessarily ready to be a head coach. I don't know if that's his where he is at this point. I'm not saying he is or isn't. I know there are guys who've talked about him and said, yes, he is going to be a good head coach. I don't know, because I heard the same thing about Jason Garrett, and we saw how that worked out.
Right.
So at the end of the day, get an established guy, get a guy who has shown they can build a culture. And again, that's all I'm saying. Let's get a guy who can establish a culture. And from your GM's perspective, get a guy who understands how to manage now, because you're in a different cap situation once Herbert's extension officially kicks in.
And it's going to kick in. It's going to kick in.
He's going to kick in. So because it's an extension, he's coming up on his 5th year option is next year, and then the extension kicks in. Who's that GM? I don't know. I don't know if you call Louis Riddick. I don't know. But I know whoever it is, again, it needs to be, Telesco was there for a while. It needs to be someone who's tied with the head coach, who's tied to Jay Herbo, because Spanos ain't going nowhere.
Yeah. Salute everybody in the IG too. I was looking at y'all. Shout out Coach KD in the chat. Coach KD, when we get to talking about this, the WNBA and women's college basketball, I definitely got to get Coach KD on. Coach KD is a great coach down there in Houston, D1 coach. We got to get you on to talk about everything that's going on in college. Shout out Shy Bulls Podcast in the IG too. What's going on? He said, "What up, y'all? Salute, Shy Bulls Podcast. We got to get you guys on too when the Zach LaVine trade go down." And Snakes Time Sports, bro. I don't know why I forgot about you. I should have called you an NFL Mike. So if we talk about the Chargers again, I'm gonna bring you an NFL Mike on. We can talk about these Chargers again. But he said, would you bring in the successor from Georgia as the defensive coach? I don't think he's leaving Georgia to be a DC. And then sometimes you got to realize you're just better in college. That's why Nick Saban will never leave college. Sometimes you're better where you're at. Salute True is in the salute Chef. Salute True. Bill on the way. Bill's on the way. Bill on the way. He said, to be fair, Andrew hasn't looked the same without Eric Bieniemy. True. But their talent ain't been the same too since Eric Bieniemy too. So we got to call a spade a spade. Snake said the ultimate goal is to bring a coach to change the culture. Bill Belichick. Bring in a dog mentality. Bill Belichick. Win a championship. Bill Belichick. To instill that feeling that the way the next phase is to build that winning consistency, and I think everything points to Bill Belichick. But that's enough about my Chargers. We done had the revolution. I was in here thanking Lord, patting myself down and everything like that. But let me know you guys how you feel about that. Who would you like to see as the next head coach of the Chargers? Make sure you guys comment down below under the video, not just in the live. Comment down under the video. That helps in the algorithm, that help us move over and push to more people, more Charger fans, or more people that's fans of the show. So don't just leave a comment in the live, leave a comment under the video. All right, Sean, on to the next one. Also, I have to thank. So let me say this, my soliloquy. Obviously, if you've been watching our show for as long as we've been doing our show this year, I have always dissed Raider Nation. There's always going to be diss to Raider Nation. I blocked my finger, but you can put 2 and 2 together. But I want to thank Raider Nation because with you guys beating us the way you did, we finally got rid of the cancer. We finally got rid of the problem that's on our team. So thank you, Raider Nation. Let's go on to the next part of the story. Cam Newton had something to say about these type of quarterbacks, these game managers, the Brock Purdy's, the Dakota Prescotts, who they trying to sneak an MVP to. He do not deserve it. And Cam doubled down on his statement. Obviously, guys, let's go ahead and move me and Sean out the way a little bit so you guys can see the clip. Let's see what Cam actually said, then we're going to react to it. Let's go.
But Brock, they're not winning because of him.
He's not turning the ball over.
He's managing the game. And if we were to put that in its own right as game managers, this may ruffle a lot of feathers, but it's honest. Brock Purdy, Tua Tagovailoa, Jared Goff, and really, Dak Prescott. These are game managers. They're not difference makers. Christian McCaffrey, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, they're impacting this game in only way that they know how. So in one side, you have game managers that is in these discussions of MVP.
And when you say game manager, I'm not asking you to go out and win the game. I'm just asking you not to lose.
Not to lose the game. Exactly. Like we've seen it. Like Dak's responsibilities for this year is not going out and throwing for 400 yards, 300 plus yards. Has he been doing it? Yes. Mm-hmm. But that's not needed for us to win. When you have a defense that's extremely stingy, when you got a guy on the opposite side of the ball of you that is owning the NFL record for pick sixes in a year.
Yeah.
Listen, motherfucker, I don't give a damn what you do. You don't have to score every time. You just don't have to throw a pick every time either.
Yeah.
That's a different type of discussion. So with that being said, I'm saying like, yo, if we're going to really call a spade, there's a difference between managers of the game and difference makers of a game. That's not to say that they can't win the MVP.
Correct.
But it just is.
All right, Sean, what was your initial reaction to what Cam Newton said right there? I think he was cooking, but I'll let you go first.
Listen, he was cooking with hot grease. And the problem, SB? You know the real problem? People think the term game manager is negative.
It's not. I could be keeping a buck. Who I got as the greatest quarterback of all time, Tom Brady. He started off as a game manager. That's a fact.
Very much so. Very much so.
That's a fact.
Very much so. And if we're going to be real, later in his career,
with the Buccaneers, he was a game manager.
He was a game manager. So
he occasionally had to throw like that one or two pass, but that's technically a game manager. Just like, can you make that one or two pass when we need it?
Right. So
technically, yes.
So so again with Cam. So Cam, that was the first video Cam did because Cam did that on his podcast, right?
Yeah.
So he released another video late last night where again people were trying to flame him or whatever for his comments and blah blah blah, which I thought was stupid. But okay, whatever. At the end of the day, two things. Number one, Cam has played the position at a very high level.
He was not a game manager.
At the highest of levels, right?
Mm-hmm.
We ain't got to run down his accolades. We all know his accolades, right?
Mm-hmm.
He knows the difference. He even said in his video last night, and I'm paraphrasing it, but if you want to go watch the video, it's about 10 minutes long.
Mm-hmm.
He talks about when you're a game changer, like he was, like some other guys are.
Which he was.
Yes. You have to know that there are moments where you have to play like a game manager, right? The situation, the circumstances, the weather, whatever it might be. There might be times where they say, hey, listen, we just need you to manage this game, right? Every week it's a different thing. Now, come fourth quarter, if we're in a tough one, we might need you to go out and be Superman. We might need you to go out and play that way. But it's not, we don't necessarily need you to do that in the first quarter.
And that's when Tom Brady broke away because from the game manager title, because in the fourth quarter, he needed to break away and get those games. That's when Tom Brady broke away from being that game manager, when he took the game over in the fourth.
Yeah. At a certain point in his career, right?
At a certain point in his career.
Because again, when you're playing risk-averse football, you're usually doing that. You're usually telling the quarterback who's again has the ball in their hand every single snap, generally speaking. Here's what we don't want, right? Here's what we don't want, right? If it's not there, throw it away. Okay. Yep. If it's not there, just eat it, right? Don't try and go out and win the game every single play.
Correct.
Right? Where people will flame Josh Allen and people will say, oh, Josh Allen. And I'm using Josh Allen as an example. I don't think Josh Allen's a game manager, right? I think he's a game changer because of his ability to throw and run and do some of the things he can do. But there are moments where he does just need to manage the game. You're not trying to win the game on every throw and every play.
No.
Right?
No.
There's a balance between being a game manager and a game changer. Best game changers know those moments when they need to be game managers, and your best game managers know in those crucial moments when they do need to be game changers or they need to make those crucial throws that you talked about that Brady used to make, the others used to make, that there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. So let's get the negative connotation of game manager out of here right now.
Agreed.
But let's take it to another step real quick. And I know we're getting long in the tooth here with time.
It's cool. I was prepared for this. Today was gonna be a long show today. I'm sorry for the beginning. We were singing the gospel early in the beginning. We extended a little bit long, but no, it's cool. We gonna be a little bit long today.
So the other part of it is there has been oftentimes an escalation of media personality based on platform.
Mm-hmm.
What I mean by that is if someone is on ESPN, they seem to be elevated over the person who has their own YouTube channel because they're on ESPN. So somehow, some way, because they're on that platform and they get a chance to be on that platform, they get a chance to talk, people often take what they say as the gospel.
It is not the gospel.
It's not the gospel, right? It is not the gospel. Every morning I turn on Get Up because that's doing my wake up show. You know, when I'm working or whatever, I'm listening to it as I'm working in the morning. I hear a lot of cap on that show. A whole lot of cap. I hear a whole lot of selective outrage on that show.
Narrative pushing.
I hear a whole lot of that. So at the end of the day, it's not about what platform you're on, right? It's not about what platform you're on. It's, are you keeping it a buck every single time, all the time, right? Doesn't matter what platform you're on. You're on YouTube, keep it a buck. You're on ESPN, keep it a buck. And also keep the same energy. Because again, I see people apologize for a quarterback who turns the ball over and who has turned the ball over, had an interception in 9 straight games. The only person that's done that since 2015 is Peyton Manning. But people are defending that. But then I see another quarterback who throws interception, and it's like, whoa, they're a turnover machine. Well, which one is it?
They don't keep the narrative the same because we in this era, the microwave era, where you got to be great now. And there's going to be somebody later in the show, we're going to cook for this, Mr. Gilbert Arenas, but you got to be ready now. You know what I'm saying? No, it don't work like that because if Peyton Manning played today, he would never got a chance to develop to who he was. One of the greatest quarterbacks ever. Because he turned the ball so much. And before I get to my point, only because there's one point that I do disagree with Cam with. He said the cap in the morning about True. The cap is we're not talking about these. Hey, worry about your Bears, Dabucci. Worry about them Bears and worry about if you're going to keep your quarterback because you already ready to flip-flop on your Bears if Justin Fields become an Atlanta Falcon. He said, what happened to the Chargers? We good. We good. We great. We doing a great job. It's a good day to be a Chargers fan, I can tell you that. But the one person that I do disagree with what he said, Tua Tagovailoa is not a game manager by force of his play style. He became a game manager because of his health and how he was getting hurt. Because people just get Tyreek Hill going off this year and forget how good Tua was and how Tua was making plays. Tua was not a game manager all the time. Them concussions and them injuries, they had to slow him down. Like, hey, bro, you don't need to. You got to stop doing this. We would love to see you do it, but you cannot maintain to run out or try to make these plays or do all this. He couldn't keep up physically wise. So I don't think Tua is a game. That's the only one that I argue. I don't believe Tua was a game manager. I feel like he was kind of forced his hand into because he was getting injured. That's the only one I argue.
Yeah, and again, it's all right, subjective, right? Again, Cam is giving his opinion as someone who played the position as a game changer, right?
Yeah.
So he's going to have a different perspective than someone like, I'll use Dan Orlovsky for example. Mr. Ran out of the back of the
Mr. Ran.
No, right. He's gonna have a different perspective. Dan Orlovsky's perspective generally came from the bench. When he played every now and again, but he was never the guy. Nobody said, oh yeah, you're gonna be our guy, right? Yeah. Or a different perspective than a Ryan Fitzpatrick who played for half the teams in the league. Like it's gonna be a different perspective. Again, I understand your point. I think Tua, to protect himself,
so he had to become a game manager.
He did have to change the way he played. Couldn't hold on to the ball. He can't, and also the offense does play with fast, plays with a certain pace. So he's not taking the hits like he was, blah, blah, blah. So, I get that point. Again, I think Tua, I think Tua's getting an extension this offseason. I think
for sure you're right on.
You're getting the bag this offseason.
For sure you're right on.
So I think he's proven that, yes, he can be that guy. He can stay healthy. And the Dolphins obviously are likely a playoff team. So,
yeah. Only thing shout out Chris right here. He said Cam is the greatest running quarterback of all time, in my opinion. I don't know. I might have to argue Vic, but I'm not mad at you for saying Cam, though. And you could argue Colin Kaepernick, too, because he wasn't throwing the ball good. He ran the ball good, but he couldn't throw the ball. But I wasn't mad at that. Over Mike, yeah. Now, Mike Vick do get a lot more praise too because of how he was a cheat code to Madden. But then, I lost track of my point. What was the other point I wanted to bring up? It was the Tua, and I don't know. It'll come back to me. But let me go. What you guys think about this? With Cam Newton saying this, with Brock Purdy, Dak Prescott, with these game managers, and also like you said, people look at game managers as a bad term. It is not necessarily a bad term. It's not. Sometimes it's best to be a game manager. And also some of the great players know when to be a game manager and to not be great. Speaking of lightning in the bottle and shocking the world, not necessarily a game manager. The Giants got a new spark, man. Sean, Tommy DeVito, they out here doing these things, you know what I'm saying? You do this on the day of my mother's wedding. Hey, what's wrong with you? Hey, what's wrong? You bully. You feel me? It's really Italian right now in New York right now. So, Sean, before we get to talk about Tommy DeVito and if he's the next Brock Purdy or whatever, because here go to another story. I know you be hating these stories the next time Brady NFL chasing these stories because now NFL got their new guy. So Brock Purdy fall off the win and Tommy DeVito takes Danny Jones' starting job, which is probably not hard to take his starting job. They're going to have the next story. But this is my question to you, right? What is more New York between these two scenes? One, this was from Tommy DeVito and his did you see his agent, right? Look like a mob boss. I don't know what he's going on, but yeah, this is right here. Tell me which one is more New York to you in your opinion from the outside of New York looking in.
Did you happen to see the clip at all of Sean, your dad, and your brother?
I did not.
They were celebrating, gave each other kisses on the cheek.
Oh, God. I'm sure it was pure comedy.
They're going to be famous now.
It's good for business.
Which is good for business. You know what I'm saying? You see they was out here doing it. You see, what are you talking about? Forget about it. Or this scene from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie.
Hey, I'm a gangster. I got my puff and my Timbs. I need my bacon, egg, and cheese, too. You got the good super fly?
Bacon, egg, and cheese. Bacon, egg, and cheese. Let me get a bacon, egg, and cheese. Bacon, egg, and cheese. Yo, let me get that bacon.
With the bed. With the bed, you heard? We outside.
You heard?
Yeah, I don't think this is gonna help people like you. Just being honest.
We outside, you're. But Sean, just to Harry poke a little fun in today's show. But what was more New York to you? They ain't Tommy DeVito family, doing the you feel me and kissing each other like the Italian mob bosses or that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
The Ninja Turtles, without question.
We outside, you're Aki. Let me get that bacon, egg, and cheese. Let me get the Arizona with the bell. I'm gonna have to watch that movie with my kids now, man. That's hilarious.
It's actually good. It's actually really good.
I'm about to watch that movie. That's funny. But all jokes aside, I had to poke a little fun in today's show. Today, I told you today I had to get my old SB bag today. We used to be more fun than today. I had to get a couple laughs off today. But yeah. So what is your idea and your mindset about Tommy DeVito taking over New York? Is he the next Brock Purdy? Is we gonna see him long term, or is this just a thing? Because he have been playing good. Let me look up his stats the last couple games. I can tell you real quick. He has been. I think he won 3 straight. Correct? He won 3 straight for the Giants.
Then they won 3 straight. Yeah.
They haven't done anything. He had 246, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. His Commanders didn't play the Patriots. They had 191 yards, 1 TD, 0 interceptions. Then he had 158, 1 TD, 0 interceptions. He had 0 interceptions all this whole time with the Giants for the whole year completely, because I guess he had in and out time. Because people forget about when he played against the Cowboys, the Raiders, and the Jets. When he threw 3 interceptions, he didn't look as good. But now he's, got the flash of the pan. He's hot now. So is he the guy to believe in for the future for the Giants?
I mean, listen, he's managed the game well. There goes that turn game manager again.
Yeah, manager. He got the game where he did.
The high he's thrown for this season is 246.
Against the Commanders.
Yeah, it was against the Commanders. So I mean, let's not go too crazy. He's managing the game well, right? He's doing his job, helping to keep them in games right now. If you're the Giants fan, do you think he's the long-term future? After 3 games, I hope not.
I mean, you've been saying Daniel Jones for as long as you did. At that point, I'd take what I could get if I was a Giants fan.
Yeah, well, he seems to, and just in the bit I've watched him, I only watched him in a couple games. Obviously, against I saw him against the Cowboys. It was not good.
It was not good.
It was not good at all. But that said,
people don't talk about that. They just act like he just played 3 games. People don't talk about that.
Yeah, Monday night he played well against the Packers. Played solid against the Packers. He plays with a little bit of a moxie, a little bit of a nothing to lose. You know what I mean? I think it fits kind of the nature of New York better than Daniel Jones necessarily. But the fact is that they're tied to Daniel Jones at least the next season. So when Daniel Jones is healthy, I expect Daniel Jones to be the starting quarterback.
Good God.
And Tommy DeVito, he's going to be a nice, backup story. He's a nice backup. If Daniel Jones gets hurt, you got a guy that can come in and it can play pretty well. But I don't see this next Brock Purdy or anything like that.
Tom Brady,
Tom Brady. I know again, everybody gets excited about the underdog and wanting to sell the guy who didn't get drafted or
the next Tom Brady. The next Tom Brady, they didn't believe in you. They didn't believe in you.
Yeah, let's not do that. Yeah, let's not do that.
Sean, another thing, I think more too because he was like the Italian, being an Italian is like a thing in New York too. Like they got a heavy Italian fan base and a heavy Italian coach in New York. I think because of he sells too, because I guarantee his jersey been flying off the shelves too. He's probably in New York only, but I think also so he brought the money in and he's playing decent to well. Oh yeah, they're gonna run that up. They're gonna run it up. All right, Sean, on to the next part of the story. Tyreek Hill is questioned for Week 15 versus the Jets due to an ankle injury. I seen the press conference when he had got hurt. I thought he wasn't gonna come back because I thought they had that game well in hand without him, but they end up still losing anyway to the Titans. And he said, I know you seen the video. He's like, yeah, my wife told me get your behind back in that game and play, which is hilarious.
Yeah. But
my question is, I'm not worried about him missing Week 15. We go and look at the MVP race, which was a part of the Cam video where you got Bobby game manager as the number 1 guy for MVP. And my whole firm belief that I believe Tyreek Hill is undoubtedly have been the MVP of the league. I know it's been a quarterback award, but this is the first year the NFL can solidify themselves and legitimize that award because it's going to get to a point where you're going to name that the NFL quarterback, most valuable quarterback award because you only give it to quarterbacks. This is the year to give it to somebody else to solidify that award so people can stop complaining. Does Tyreek Hill missing this time hurt his MVP chances?
I mean, I think if he still somehow gets over 2,000 yards, I think he's still in the conversation. But obviously, it's going to be difficult because it's such a quarterback award. I mean, we haven't seen a non-quarterback win it since Adrian Peterson. So, I think, missing the game obviously hurts him. But that said, he still got, 3 more games after this week to get to that 2,000-yard mark and do something nobody's ever done in NFL history. So does it hurt him in the short term? Maybe a little bit, but he still has time to hit it. And I think the big thing for him is, I know 2,000 yards and possibly being an MVP was a big deal, but the big thing for him is, health and, and being ready
for the playoffs.
Ready for the playoffs.
Yeah. Because for me, And we had to think about it. Look what Adrian Peterson had to do to get that MVP. He had to be like out of this world to get the MVP. So we have to see it go. I hope it doesn't hurt him. I think it will because, like you said, it's been such a quarterback award. But we have to wait and see. On to the last football topic of the day until we get into our picks. Ben Roethlisberger talk. I couldn't find a video on time before the show, but long story short, I can tell you what he said. He pretty much said that the Steelers' tradition is done on the offensive side of the ball. He said they don't have a guy that can get in the people's face and keep people accountable. Let me lead the charge on this one, Mr. Ben Roethlisberger. You are 100% part of that problem. Why they don't have that? Because when the Steelers seen that you was on the tail end of your career, you didn't say, all right, let me help y'all get another quarterback. No, you wanted another extension. You wanted to still play. You didn't want to build the next guy into Steeler culture. For you to sit here and complain, you're being a hypocrite, Ben Roethlisberger. People retire and get these podcasts and just forget history and say anything like, Ben, we watched when you played, and you played when you wasn't even good no more, and you didn't go to the Steelers front office and say, hey, let's work on getting another quarterback. Let's look and try to find a guy, and I'm going to help y'all build this guy up. Because did you stay there and be even like a quarterback coach or a mentor, or even say, I'm going to play backup and let this guy take over the team? No, he did not. Once he retired, he was gone, and then he forced the issue to keep playing. And he was terrible on the back end of his career. So I'm looking at this saying that you crying about the Steelers tradition, you're being a hypocrite because you didn't help the cause. That's me.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it just sounds like just for clicks. Like you said, SB, it sounds like it's just for clicks. The Pittsburgh Steelers tradition will never be done. I think it's evolving.
It is.
Because it has to. Because the league has evolved into more of, again, an offense-driven league, and the Steelers, to be frank, have this season had one of the worst offenses we've ever seen.
I was surprised they won as many games they did.
Right, and again, they're winning. They're winning in an old-fashioned kind of way with their defense, and with trying to play ball control, and again, having the quarterback manage the game, right? So I don't think the Steelers tradition is done. But again, you're you're considered an all-time Steeler great.
Yes, he is.
You're considered an all-time Steeler great. Shout out to Mean Joe Green, who I think is the greatest Steeler ever.
I'm not mad at you for saying that.
Yeah, Mean Joe Green is probably the greatest Steeler ever. You ask any long-time Steelers fans, it's Mean Joe Green.
Mean Joe Green.
Right. He was involved with the Steelers organization for a very long time, even after as a player. He coached other places in Miami and Arizona, to name a few. But he was a guy who, at the end of the day, he's a Steeler. And he was in the scouting department. He understood what, they needed in terms of bringing in guys who were going to maintain what he was a big part of building, right? That's Steeler tradition. Big Ben has the opportunity to be involved like nobody else. And, his desire is to sit on a podcast and criticize. That's the issue I have. It's not like, you're some, guy like me or SB, who have a podcast.
We just regular guys,
you got a chance to be a part of the solution and a part of the fix, right? And you're not. So that's my issue is, it's this, you're sitting outside when you don't have to be. You're in the inner circle.
Yes, you are.
So,
he can walk right into Steelers Stadium right now and be cool.
Right, yeah, exactly. He goes to the facility right now, and nobody's gonna say, no, you can't get in here.
It's big
Roethlisberger. Of course you can. So don't do that. Don't be a jerk.
He's 100% being a jerk. I agree with you. Because get it together, Big Ben. I'm still, like you said, it's just people get podcasts to say anything. And speaking of people getting podcasts and saying anything, we're switching over to the hardwood when you're going to NBA. Rock with us too long. This show, I told you, today's going to be a little bit longer today. We had a lot to cover today. Gilbert Arenas make a dumb, hypocritical comment about Detroit Pistons rookie Asir Thompson. Let's go ahead, Sean. Let me go ahead and let you hear this and get your opinion on it.
And this is just me, but it is reality. You're 20 turning 21, averaging 10. You're not in my future.
As a GM?
As a GM. You're about to be a 21-year-old rookie. You're so far. I mean, if I'm going to have him as a defensive player, okay, cool. But I mean, if I'm going to make him like a cornerstone, like he is the cornerstone of my future, who's 2021 right now?
But I mean, shit. Think about it though. If from what you just said, if he's averaging 10 as a first-year player, that means he's going to do pretty good for
no
later on.
Nah.
Once he gets used to the league.
Name me the best 20-year-old in the world right now.
Okay. In the world or NBA?
In the NBA.
All right, Sean. Let's so I want to reference the source that I'm gonna read this off from just to shout out him out. Shout out Legend of Winning, shout out Low, because I instantly looked this up and I was just like, is Gilbert wilding? What is wrong with him? So when he made this, Low literally instantly on Twitter, I gotta go down, it's loading, where Low pretty much literally said like some of the greatest players and some of the best players currently who average 10 points at the age of 20. Gilbert is a la one of them, where he averaged 10 points per game. And which was crazy for me because Gilbert, what if they didn't believe in you? So I'm going to reference this week. I'm going to reference Low. Shout out Low. DeMar DeRozan at the age 20 averaged 8.6 points. One of the best scorers in the league right now. You could talk about DeRozan. You can hit on DeRozan, but he still scored. LaMarcus Aldridge at the age of 21 averaged 9 points at the age of 21. Tyrese Maxey at the age of 20, who's one of the best scoring guards in the league right now and made the 76ers look better without James Harden, who's a Hall of Famer, averaged 8 points. I'm going to save these next couple names. I'm going to go down. SGA just made All-NBA first team, averaged 10 points as a rookie. Dirk Nowitzki at the age of 20 gave 8, one of the best scorers of all time. He averaged 8. Jokic, who's the best offensive player in the league at the age of 20, gave you 10. Rasheed Wallace, who was in the clip, averaged 10 points, who was a bucket. And honestly, Rasheed Wallace probably be better all time if he played today. Go, you kids who watch it don't know about Rasheed Wallace, go look up Rasheed Wallace. And then Gilbert Arenas himself averaged 10 points. Now I'm going to bring up two names and then the other names is on this list, though, Sean, right? Because that don't necessarily even work if you age of 20. Kobe Bryant was younger than the age of 20, who was one of the greatest scorers of all time, if not the greatest scorer of all time, gave you like 7 to 8 points his rookie year. Then let's go from an older age with a player like Jimmy Butler. And the reason why I'm bringing up Jimmy Butler because Asir Thompson is on that wavelength of being a great defensive player who can easily turn it up and work on his game and become a great offensive player. Jimmy Butler averaged like 2 points per game, and he's one of the best scorers and one of the best playoff scorers. I ain't going to say best scorer in the regular season, but one of the best playoff scorers. Here's other names that I mentioned on here, Sean, that fall in the category of was a great defensive player coming into the league, but then got their offense better. Jaylen Brown of the 70s, Jaylen Brown of the Celtics. Sorry, true saying 76ers. Jaylen Brown of the Celtics gave you 6 points per game his rookie year. Defensive specialist coming to the league. He just averaged like 27 last year. Paul George, who we highly regard is one of the most skilled basketball players between him and Kyrie Irving, gave you 7 points per game his rookie season. And he was so bad offensively. Look up on Podcast P. When he used to shoot corner threes for the Pacers, they used to yell at him saying, "What are you doing? That's not your shot." Giannis Antetokounmpo averaged 12 points his rookie year. Kawhi Leonard, who's one of the most skilled and the best two-way players in the league, gave you 7.9 points, Sean. What in the HE double hockey sticks is Gilbert Arenas talking about? It makes no sense. The logic is dumb. Because Sean, let's say this last time I'm going to let you go ahead and cook on this. I know for a fact that if you come in the league as a great defensive player, you can easily work on your game and become a great offensive player. If you come in the league as a great offensive player and a bad defender, you can never become an elite defender. I can count on my hand that it's only that I count on my hand. I can guarantee you that there have been more players who was not elite on offense and became elite offensive players than players who was trash on defense and became elite defensive players. It don't happen. It's easier to become a better offensive player because you can just work on your game and add to your craft. What the hell is Gilbert Arenas talking about? No chill, Gil. Back at it again. Amen.
So I don't purport to be Stephen A. Smith or anybody like that.
Hey, True said you got the magazine ready and loaded.
And normally, I wouldn't say this on this podcast.
Do your thing.
I wouldn't say this in any platform. But Gilbert Arenas needs to shut the fuck up.
Hey, at that point, facts. Facts. I ain't been had that. Facts.
What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? The next story we're going to talk about, SB, is another well-known NBA player, right? Mm-hmm. Well-known NBA player who is a central part of a dynasty.
Yes, he is.
A central part of a dynasty.
Yes, he is.
Who, last I checked, has not averaged double-digit scoring in 6 seasons.
Yeah, I think he did only 2 or 3 times his whole career. Let me check.
Right. As a career high scoring of 14 points a game.
Yep.
Last I checked, there was another guy.
He did it 4 times in his whole career.
Yeah. Another guy who started his career with the Pistons. Who only one time averaged double-digit scoring. Only one time in his career.
Yep.
He goes by the name of Dennis Rodman. You telling me he's not a pillar? He's not somebody you build your future around? Ask the Bulls how many championships they win in the late 90s without Dennis Rodman.
Bagel. 0.
What are we doing? This is just beyond stupid at this point.
We try to get them clicks. Clearly.
It's just stupid. So, and here's the problem. When you say this kind of stuff, and then you make a cogent basketball point, people look at you sideways because it's like, well, which one is it?
Because Sean, and then remember early in the show, right? We was arguing about how sometimes people hold these media people higher than the people who actually played the game.
Right.
Takes like this is the reason why. And I've been the catalyst for just because you played don't mean you know what you're talking about. This is why. Because now people looking at Cam Newton crazy. Like Cam Newton don't know what he talking about because we got other people who played the sport like Gilbert Arenas to come out saying bull jive like this. This is why you get what you get, son. This is why, bro.
Yeah, it's just silly. It's just silly. It's like it makes absolute 0 sense. And again, I don't listen to Gilbert's podcast because of nonsense like that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Thank God he ain't a GM.
Oh, I would
imagine this, SB. You a GM, you got to build a roster 1 through 15, and all you got is 1 through 15 guys who can score 20 points a game, and that's all they can do.
Oh, you losing.
You going to the house.
Oh, I wish Gilbert was the GM of the Pistons right now. Oh my God. You could take Zach, give me all them young players. Give me Asur, give me Jalen Duran, give me Jay Nivey, give me them picks. Yeah, go ahead, take Zach. He's the 31st. I wish he was the GM of the Pistons right now. I will fleece him. Because if you let that kid go, who's Sean, and I did this in a video. He might be low in scoring. Imagine he's a guard and a 4. He's a 2 to 3. He's second in rookie in rebounds. He's top 5 in steal and top 5 in blocks among rookies. What are you talking about?
What are we doing? What are we doing?
What's going on, dog? What is going on, man? And True just had a comment right here, right? And he said, if Sean curses, I know it's a big deal. Yeah, that is true. If Sean curses, you know you're tweaking. Gilbert is trying hard to get kicks. He doesn't have to. Thank you, bro. You're Gilbert Arenas, a former basketball player, media person. Honestly, Gilbert can just talk smack at me. He's hilarious. He don't have to say stuff like this. Stuff like he doing is something that I should probably be doing because I don't have a name or something behind me just to get clicks, and I'm not going to even do that. I'm not building my platform off that. But you're doing stuff that you don't have to do, bro. Be honest. But that also shows the mindset, the type of player you is, because there was another clip, Sean, that I seen. Gilbert was like, I didn't even care about the score of the game. I was just trying to score 100 points on my matchup. That's why you never won. You out here trying to play one-on-one. It's a team sport. You don't go to the one-on-one league. I'm like, come on, bro. I'm like, that shows you the mindset of certain players who didn't necessarily really want it, Sean. It showed it.
You know what, SB? And I don't want to spend a lot of time on this point because the point is just stupid.
It is stupid.
You remember?
And I agree with that too, Shell.
You remember when LeVar Ball went around talking about never lost?
Never lost.
Yeah. We're gonna co-opt that. We're gonna say never won. Never won.
Never won.
Never won.
Never won. We go that's Gilbert the nickname. Never won. I'm cool with
never
that.
Won.
I'm cool with that. Look, he gonna be on Lamont's show. I'm gonna be talking to him. I'm gonna call you. Gonna make me call him Never Won on accident. I mean, it's never won. What
yeah, never won. Because again, this is what I'm talking about. Can we have real basketball conversations, not scoring? Because scoring is one part of basketball.
Scoring is definitely one part of basketball.
One part of basketball. Can we have a real basketball conversation? Please, let's just talk about it. Can we break down some sets? Can we talk about why they ran this particular set in this situation? Can we talk about some OTA? Like, please, seriously.
That ain't gonna happen because they'd rather be entertaining and do it for clicks. And when you don't have to, you have a following. And one thing I'm gonna say about another media personality that I actually do respect more, and if I'm wrong, please somebody let me know in chat, but I have never seen Shannon Sharp ever do this. Say anything for clicks. If Shannon Sharp ever says something, he really felt that way or he felt the reason why. That's why when you see Shannon Sharp becoming one of the biggest names in sports media and the sports stuff, it's because now I can be entertaining and I get the views and I don't have to say bull jive to get more views. If I'm wrong, somebody in the chat, please let me know. But I have never heard Shannon Sharp give a clickbait take. He don't have to because he's Shannon Sharp. And it's the same thing for Gilbert. You don't have to make a clickbait take or just say something dumb, bro. Just be honest and keep it a buck. You don't have to, bro. He don't. I don't know. I just think Gilbert is lost cause.
And unless it's rude, and unless it's words of good friend True the King, we can move on.
You can move on. Here's never won. Here's the kicker. Shout out True. Hey, True, you need to trademark. Here's the kicker, though. If ain't nobody already did, you need to trademark that. Here's the kicker. On to the next one, though, Sean. Put the number 6 on. Draymond Green is suspended indefinitely because he did a spinning back fist. A video dropping tomorrow that I'm dropping on Draymond Green. He did a spinning back fist to Yusuf Nurkic, man. This man is wild. What was your reaction to the initial play? And then what was your reaction to the initial ruling?
Wasn't the initial play was obviously
dirty
and non-basketball. Obviously, that's not a basketball move. And it reminded me, and I'll tell you what it reminded me of was I think Kobe got suspended. Got fined for he used to do this thing where he would take a shot, and if the defender was next to him, he would come down and slap him.
Kobe was dirty.
Yeah, it was like that is not a basketball move. That's not a basketball play, right? What he did had nothing to do with basketball. Was I surprised by the ruling? No, not at all. But I remember when I said they're going to suspend him indefinitely. And the reason why I thought they were going to suspend him indefinitely, one, the repeated behavior, right?
Yep.
Repeated behavior. So people that thought, it was harsh or it was too much or blah, blah, blah. No, This is no, you got to sit down for a while. You got to sit down for a while. And I think what the NBA is really doing is trying to set precedents to say repeated behavior will get you an indefinite suspension. Because now they're not, while it's two different situations, and we know John Morant's getting ready to come back here in a couple days, right? Gets in trouble again or does something again, this is his fate.
Yep.
Indefinite.
You got to set the example. You got to set the example.
Right? The repeated behavior is the problem. And again, just look at the behavior over the last year plus with Draymond, right? Choking Rudy Gobert, stepping on DeMontis Sabonis, knocking out Jordan Poole, who may or may not have deserved it.
Sean, this is the crazy thing. You just named 4 incidents.
Right.
What do you think is the year span on all them incidents?
Oh, it's barely a year.
Yeah, it was 2 years. He did that all in a 2-year span.
Yeah, barely.
He got to go. He had to sit down.
Yeah, so he's got to sit down. And the thing is, right? And this is what I always tell people, right? And this is why this is my belief, right? And I've always said this: the thing that team sports should teach you from a very young age. And I started playing team sports when I was like 8 years old, 8 or 9 years old, right? The thing is, teaches you from a young age. The first thing it's supposed to teach you, it ain't about you.
It ain't about you.
It's about the team.
Yep.
It's about the team. So don't do anything that hurts the team. Right? When I coach kids, they knew they got progress reports when I was coaching. If you came with a bad grade from your progress report, we would sit you. You're not going to play because you're a student first, then an athlete. So at the end of the day, don't do anything that messes up the team, what the team is trying to do. To me, what Draymond has done the last almost year and a half is done things that's taken away from the team. And he is on the floor the ultimate team player.
He is the ultimate team player.
He's the ultimate team player. So why do you continue to do this stuff? Which again, what everybody keeps saying, hey, I hope Draymond gets the help he needs. I hope Draymond gets the help he needs.
And that's a problem. Because again, NBA circles are tight. So you got to wonder what's going on in his life that's saying, where all these guys keep saying, I hope he gets the help he needs. Sean, now before I pause that, is that on a scale of 1 to 10, how concerning is that? Because my whole problem when the report came out, nobody said like, damn, Draymond, wow, that play's dirty. The first thing everybody said is, I hope he gets the help he needs. From a scale of 1 to 10, how concerned is that for you?
I mean, 8.
Yeah.
8, very concerned. Because the last time I remember them talking about a guy like this was Ron Artest.
Yep.
So, and we know Ron Artest has dealt with mental health, and shout out to him for, obviously, coming to grips with it, getting the help that he needed for it, becoming an advocate for mental health as well. I don't know. And I'm not saying that's Draymond's issue because I don't know. Nobody really knows. But it just seems like, for a guy who is the ultimate team player to keep doing things that ultimately hurt himself, but at the bigger picture hurt his team, it's just very concerning.
I ain't never seen a guy who's the ultimate team player and the ultimate team destroyer. And that man True said Draymond Green got his wrestling moveset. That's True funny. True is hilarious. He got his own wrestling moveset. Is hilarious. But let us know what you guys think about this, Draymond. Are you guys concerned? Please make sure you comment under the video. It helps push in the algorithm, get us out there more to the people. So don't just comment and laugh. Comment actually under the video when the laugh is done. But next to the list of another guy who was banned and suspended and had everything going on, John Morant. John Morant said the ban made him better. He takes blames for the Grizzlies having a bad start. Also, during the interview that I want to talk about, was a reporter was like, hey, Ja, are you mad that they putting all these guys ahead of you like the Jalen Brunsons and the SGAs since you've been gone? And Ja was there the smart answer because Ja ain't trying to get in trouble no more. Ja before the ban probably would have snapped off. But this be like, man, everybody had their opinion. It's cool. They not control all that. But what is your mindset how Josh can be back? Because now I think Josh's in a perfect situation for me. The team actually played bad. So now if Josh come back balling and the Grizzlies winning, that's why we need you, Josh. Because the Grizzly, if you look at the Grizzly ticket sales, they ain't been the same since Josh been out. They ain't been the same since Josh been out. So what you thinking about this?
Well, two things. Number one, we've heard Josh say before with the previous incidents and previous suspension how he's got to be better. He needs to be better, blah, blah, blah. But I ain't much for the lip service at this point when it comes to Josh.
Agreed.
Right? I remember a coach telling us a long time ago, he said, don't tell me about the labor, show me the baby.
That's a bar. That's
the talk is done.
That's a bar.
Now let your actions speak. You ain't got to say nothing. Let your actions speak.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I think people are going to be looking for from Ja. Let your actions speak. And I think ultimately that's what he's going to be judged on, right? And that's not to say that he isn't going to be better, but the time for talking is done. Let your actions speak. Don't tell me about the labor. Show me the baby.
Hey, Charlie, that's a bar right there. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna lie. I need to put the clap on here. That's a bar. I need to dial DeMarco. That was. Hey, look, I ain't got nothing to say on the subject after that. We gonna go ahead and go on to the next. you in your bag with that one. That was a cold bar. Giannis drops a career 64 points, but nobody talked about his career 60-point night because it was a lot of controversy. Almost fist throwing during this game because the Pacers allegedly tried to take the game ball to give it to their rookie that scored 1 point, which is petty. What do you think about this in the whole debacle? And do we have a new rivalry on play with the Bucks and the Pacers?
Well, I mean, they're in the same division, so it's always been kind of a heated rivalry, if you will. Yeah, I mean, again, I think is Richard Petty LaBelle, Petty Rogers, it's just, it's just, let's not be petty, right? The man had a 64-point game. Give him the game ball. Stop playing. Come on, man. It ain't that difficult. Don't be petty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For a dude who scored a point off a free throw.
Yeah, and again,
yes, 1 point.
1 point, come on, man.
And get to the point. I might need that first round Pacers versus the Bucks because I think the Bucks sent the message because they lost him in the play-in and Giannis went off. Because he could, realistically speaking, he probably could have had about mid-50s, but he put a little extra sauce on that 60 and went for the record on them just because they beat him. He put a little extra sauce on it.
Yeah,
stop being petty, Pacers. But if y'all gonna be petty and we getting these rivalries, I need it in the playoffs. Just like I need who had beef? Minnesota and the Warriors. I need the Minnesota and the Warriors first round too. I need it. On to the next one. Last NBA story today before we get into the picks of the week. Sixers Daryl Morey agreed to extension through 2027, 2028. Now we see why James Harden was going because he's like, look, I love you, Harden. You ain't finna mess up my bag. So I'm probably not mad at Daryl Morey for making the move. And then the 76ers been looking better without him. What do you think about Daryl Morey getting an extension? And then do you think this played a part in Harden getting exiled?
I mean, I think, again, for them is wanting some organizational continuity.
Which they need.
Obviously, because they're, this is a big upcoming offseason for the Sixers. Obviously, Maxi's about to get a bag this offseason from them. Can they add, with their expiring contracts and some of their expiring deals, some of the assets they have, can they add a third guy to the Maxey and Embiid combination and make themselves a real championship contender in the East? They must feel like Daryl Morey can do that along with Nick Nurse. So, I guess it's a good move for him. But, I mean, Daryl Morey literally in his career has never built a championship team.
No, he has not.
So, I'm surprised they tied themselves to him this long. But
that's a long time.
I mean, it is. But when you work billions and you're paying somebody millions, it really ain't a long time because you can pay somebody to go away in a minute. So,
Yeah, you definitely can. You definitely can.
So
I think, like you said, I think it's more just building continuity for a guy because you're trying to build some stable situation with the 76ers because everybody asked questions with the process and everything they had going on. So this is more of a culture builder more than anything. And you got to believe it. Let's get to the comment before we get into our picks of the week. True laughing. Like you said, and the Pacers signed James Johnson right. You know why they signed James Johnson? He just there for hands purposes only. Hands purpose. We go like you said. What's a billion to a million? What's billions to a millionaire? Perfect example. We just look. You ain't even hooping none this year. If it go down, put them hands on them. Are we in the playoffs? You got 6 of them fouls. Go ahead, go get 6 of them things. Don't worry about the fine. We'll pay it for you. Sexton could go as far if they stay healthy, but that's always been the question for them if they can stay healthy. Sean, it's that time of the show. Picks of the week. Right now, SB is on a hot streak. What 4 in a row? Oh, we hot, baby. We hot. Don't turn me down. Chris Water. We go again.
3 in a row, but you're on a hot streak. 3 in a row.
I mean, who's counting? You know, who's?
Listen. You know, we about to get back. We got to get to it. We got 15 games to pick. No Chargers game to pick this week, so
thank God
you'll be in a good mood. But nonetheless, first game, Saturday game, 3 games on Saturday. First game, Minnesota at Cincinnati. Third string quarterback there.
Josh Dobbs out, right?
Yeah, Josh Dobbs is out. Yes.
That you see that story ended quick, didn't it? Story ended quick. Let me go. I'm going Bengals.
I'm going Bengals as well. Taking the Bengals. Taking the Bengals by 7. Jake Brown has been playing very well. And it's in Cincinnati. So I'm taking the Bengals by 7. Next game. Pittsburgh Steelers at the Indianapolis Colts.
This actually closer to what people think. I'm going Steelers.
I'm going Colts only because I think Gardner Minshew will slightly outplay Mitchell Trubisky.
I mean I doubt that. I just don't think Gardner Minshew gonna have a good game because I'm just believing it. I'm always gonna believe in the defense first, unless you got a star on the other side.
Yeah, I ain't mad with you. No, I think this game obviously has playoff implications. SB.
Yes, it does.
And again, Minshew I think has played solid, really solid football.
Yes.
I just don't trust Trubisky at all. So I'm taking.
I had a close look at Trubisky. So me betting on them is it's bad. It's bad business. But I believe in the defense.
Yeah, but I'm gonna take the Colts by 6. Next game, Saturday game, Broncos at the Lions. Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? We're gonna come back to that one. That's one of our key game. That's key game. Yep. Sorry, come back to that game. My apologies. Next game, Bears at the Browns.
I was crazy. I went to the barber shop. They got a lineup and everything, and then obviously there was a couple of Bears fans came in. My barber, shout out Walt. He was talking about how the Bears and the Browns, who gonna win, everything like that. I truly don't know because the Bears have been looking better and they need to win out. But it's hard to go against that Browns defense. I'm going with the Browns. So we'll go with the defense.
Yeah, I'm going with the Browns as well. I just think, listen, they found the formula. Again, doesn't matter who's quarterbacking the team. They're going to run the football. They're going to play very balanced on offense. They're going to be buoyed by their defense. Shout out to Montez Sweat, though. He has made a big difference for the Bears. I think he's gonna have some chances to get to Flacco, but I don't know if it'll be enough. So I'm taking the Browns at home.
Yep, and it's in Cleveland. If it was in Soldier Field, I might would have took that chance, but they going to Cleveland. The Bears look better though right now.
Yeah. Next game, Falcons at Panthers.
Falcons. We ain't got to take too long on this one.
Yeah, that's easy. Falcons should win this game easily.
They better win this game.
They better win this game easily. Now, they played early in the season. It was a very close game in Atlanta. But I do think the Falcons win this game. So I'm going to take the Falcons by 10. They got to stay in the hunt for the NFC South division. Next game, Tampa Bay at Green Bay.
And all I'm saying, majority of the season, I've been betting on this boy. Shout out Jaden Reed. That's my boy from the neighborhood. But I bet every time I pick this team, Sean, they've been balling out. Believe in Big Baker. I'm going with the Buccaneers again. I'm going Buccaneers again this week. Big Baker been balling. Majority of the time, I'm going with the Buccaneers. And majority of the time when I pick the Buccaneers, they won. They only won like 6 times, 6 times. But every time I pick the majority of them 5 or 6 times, they won. I'm going Big Baker.
I don't think the weather's going to be great in Green Bay.
Yeah, that's the only problem. It's Lambeau.
Yeah, it's in Lambeau. The Packers are coming off a tough loss on Monday night against the Giants. They're still in contention in the NFC. I think this is a must-win for both teams, but I'm going to veer towards the home team in this one, so I'm going to take the Packers in this one. I'm going to take the Packers in this one.
Mad at it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, the game time weather's 34 degrees. So
they could play a part in Buccaneers losing. No, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. So yeah. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna take the Packers by 4. Next game, Texans at the Titans.
CJ Stroud is most likely going to be out this game. With CJ Stroud possibly being out, I can't take that chance. I've been riding high with the Texas boys. Them boys are going to be a problem in the future. But I believe let me check again. But I believe CJ Stroud is out. Let me check.
He's doubtful.
He's doubtful. I'm gonna go with the Titans. I'm not gonna take that chance. I'm gonna take the Titans as a safe pick. But if CJ Stroud was playing, I was picking the Texans. But so no CJ Stroud, Titans.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm taking the Titans. Only because CJ Stroud is out. And Will Levis has actually played really well.
Been nice.
He played really well. I don't know if he's locked up that job for 2024. I think he needs, another good outing to solidify himself as the unquestioned starter going into 2024. But yeah, I'm gonna take the Titans at home.
Oh, and trust me, I know because I got boys that I play in my man league. They big Kentucky fans. I've been hearing about Will Levis since like last. Hey, Will Levis, yeah, Will Levis. And so every time he have a good game, I'm getting pictures and messages. Yeah, keep down Will Levis, Kentucky football. Oh my God, man. So yeah.
Next game, New York Jets at the Miami Dolphins.
I thought you were gonna say the other one. Did you skip that one or that's coming up? Your Saints? Did you pass that one?
No, I haven't passed it yet.
Okay, cool. I'm looking at the wrong list there. I got the Dolphins, no question.
Yeah, Dolphins easily. Even though, again, I think the Dolphins are coming off a short week. I think it's going to be kind of one of those
tough games. Yeah,
tough games. It is a division game. But that said, I think the Dolphins win. Main thing for the Dolphins, don't look ahead because they got Dallas coming in next week. So don't look ahead. Stay in the moment. And Zach Wilson probably played the best he's going to play all year.
You play no more.
Yeah, that's not. We're going to have 2 weeks in a row. Yeah, so I'm taking the Dolphins at home by 10. Oops. Next game, New York Giants at the New Orleans Saints.
Bacon, egg, and cheese, Mooley. You know how we coming, baby. We going with the family. And I feel like I'm going to regret my decision, but today is the day of my mother's wedding. We're going to go with the New York Giants, baby. Forget about it, Sean. Forget about it.
Yeah, you know my rule, so
Sean, pause. And I meant to put this in the why did I forget? Oh, why did I forget this? What was your reaction to Derek Vehicle getting booed? Booed him.
I get it.
Yes.
Listen, he was. If you watch the game on Sunday, he was terrible. He was terrible. He had like 87 yards passing through like 3 quarters.
That man trash.
He was terrible. But he did what he always does. He's the empty yards emperor, right? He throws for a bunch of meaningless yards when the game's over with. And so the stats look a lot better than they were, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, nobody can think this dude is it. Like, nobody can think that. But hey, listen, when
that's your quarterback.
No, hey, listen, that's their quarterback. That's their quarterback. So yeah. But no, my rule, I don't pick against the Saints. So
might want to change it.
I'm taking the Saints by 3. I know.
Okay.
Next game, Chiefs at Patriots.
We taking the Chiefs. We ain't got to argue about it.
Yeah, I'm taking the Chiefs as well. I do think you'll see a old-fashioned Patriots defensive game plan. I don't think it's going to be a super high-scoring game, but I just don't think the Patriots will score enough. So
yeah, they can't score. Yeah, that's the problem with the Patriots. Even True knew in the chat he put Patriots. They ain't gonna score. They can't score enough to get the job done.
Yeah, so I'm gonna take the Chiefs by 13. Next game, Commanders at Rams.
I'm going big Rams. We ain't got to argue about it.
Yeah, I'm going Rams as well. Even though I think this game has the potential to be a bit of a shootout, but I'm gonna take the Rams at home.
Big Rams.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Rams by 6. Next game, 49ers at Cardinals.
Big 49ers, but I can see this game being a little bit close because the Cardinals have been playing better since Kyler Murray has been back. Even though they playing from 0, but they have been playing better, even if it's from 0 to 2 or 0 to 5. But they have been playing better since Kyler Murray be back. So I wouldn't be surprised if this game be a little bit closer than what people think it is. But I got the 49ers, no question.
Yeah,
the crazy part about that too, my fault trying to cut you off. The crazy part about it is that everybody do talk a lot of smack about Kyler Murray, but it's crazy they're not keeping the same energy by giving him a little bit of credit that the teams is better and he's been playing better since he came back. That's the only thing I'm saying. Keep the same energy both sides, guys.
Yeah, no. I'm taking the Niners in this one as well. But again, I agree with you. I think it's going to be a closer game. I think, Kyler Murray will have some moments in this game. It's a division game, so I don't expect it to be some crazy blowout. But definitely, I would take the Niners in this one.
You know why Kyler Murray playing a little bit better than what he is? Because I ain't gonna lie. I'm looking at all the reviews and I'm listening to what my homies are playing against this Call of Duty ain't hit the same like regular Call of Duty. So that's probably why. He been better. The Call of Duty ain't the same. They got you with the same skins and stuff you had for last year, same XP. So he already maxed out for everything. So it's really like ain't no point in him playing. They really just paid $60 for an update. That's pretty much what they did with Call of Duty. So that's it. Is that time of the night? Key games of the week. Unlock the door with it. Sean, what we got for our key games of the week?
Got 4 key games, 4 key matchups this week. First game, Denver Broncos at the Detroit Lions.
A lot of people look at this game and probably think like, oh, man, why this game in the key game of the week? If you don't understand why the Lions are coming off a tough loss against the Bears, which they could be better, and they still wanted the up-and-coming teams in the NFC where you wouldn't probably possibly want to play in the first round. I think they just play bad against the Bears. And the Broncos have been looking way better. Sean Payton got them boys rocking and rolling. This game can go any way, any point of size. I think it comes to I think the Lions got to get their run game going. And the Broncos defense have to establish to stop in that run game. So I think that's going to be one key component. And then Russell Wilson and the boys got to take care of the ball. And then can Goff actually make the plays when the Lions need him to make those throws? I'm going to believe that he can. So I'm going to go pick the Lions, and I believe in that run game with Montgomery and Gibbs and those boys. So I'm taking the Lions to get the
dub. Yeah, I'm taking the Lions to get this dub as well. I think 2 things the Lions have to get back to, in my opinion. Number one, like you said, get the running game going. To get your play action game going. That's been a big missing link. When you're playing from behind, it's very difficult to do what you do well. And the Lions are one of the best play action teams, and they lead the league in 20+ yard plays, for the season. They in explosive plays. So you get a lot of your explosive plays off of that run action, that play action. So get back to that. As far as their defense is concerned, everybody's talking about their pass rush, their lack of pass rush. Obviously it's been a big bit of an issue. Again, I think the key for them in this game isn't so much their pass rush, is their ability to stop the run, make this a Russell Wilson beat you game. Try to slow down the run game with Javonte Williams as much as possible. So I'm with you. I'm taking the Lions at home. I think the Lions do bounce back this week and get the win. So I'm going to take the Lions by 5.
I ain't mad at that. By 5 is a weird number, Sean. You got to say. All right, what's next on the key games? What we got?
Next key game, late Sunday afternoon, Dallas Cowboys at the Buffalo Bills.
Now, this game is going to actually be one of the games. When we say key games, this is a game like you might want to tune your TV in. I believe this Cowboys versus Bill game is one of those games where you want to tune your TV into. I think it's going to be defensive matchup possibilities. But I think the key point of the team, the reason why I said defensive matchup opportunities, where whoever turns the ball over the least is going to win this game. Because, Dak Prescott and Josh Allen are good for interception, are good for a bad play, are good for putting their team in bad situation, even though I know Dak Prescott has been playing better as a game manager. Shout out Cam Newton. This is a tough call, Sean. This is a tough call. But I'm gonna roll with both of them really been kind of hot a little bit. Let me see. The Bills coming off of how many wins they came off of right now? They beat the Chiefs. They just lost to the Eagles. They ain't really beat nobody in the Cowboys. My first man is telling me pick the Cowboys, but the back of my head is telling me don't trust the Cowboys because they the Cowboys. You know what? I'm gonna rock with the Cowboys. Let's go. Cowboys just came out beating the Eagles. They got their confidence going. It's what's the weather gonna be like in Buffalo?
It is going to be 36 degrees. And it's supposed to be rainy.
That's not a good sign for the Cowboys. I'm gonna go Cowboys. I'm doubting it. I'm doubting it picking them. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm down picking them. But I'm gonna go Cowboys.
This is gonna be a really good matchup. I know the Bills, have a couple of their key defenders out. Micah Hyde is out. Espinosa's out as well. So, the big thing for me is how much the Bills will press those Cowboy receivers, right? Because I think the big thing against that offense is you got to get up. You got to try to reroute those guys. You got to get up and get physical, throw some of that timing off in their passing game. But also, to me, this game really is going to come down to Tony Pollard, who has had 23 touches, average 23 touches the last 2 games.
He got to run the ball, Will.
He's going to have to run the ball. He's going to have to be a big part of this game with the weather. And James Cook, and again,
Please give James Cook the ball. Please.
Yeah, Josh Allen has one job in this game: manage the game. Don't try to be a superstar in the first quarter. Manage the game. Ride James Cook. Ride Cook. Take your shots when you can, but ride Cook. Right? That's the key. James Cook is the key to this game. Yep. Because I think, again, it's going to come down to time of possession on Sunday night. The Cowboys won time of possession almost 2-1 against the Eagles. I think the Bills watched that tape, and they understand they got to win time of possession. So you said the Cowboys. Just for kicks and giggles, I'm gonna take the Bills.
I ain't mad at it. And the truth said, too bad we can't get the Diggs versus Diggs matchup. Me too. I wish we could have got the Diggs versus Diggs matchup. That'd have been nice. Now, if Diggs' brother would have been playing, I probably would definitely pick the Bills because they was gonna force feed Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs was gonna make them get him the ball.
Oh yeah. All
right, what we got next for the key matchup?
Sunday Night Football: Baltimore Ravens at the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Shout out to him. I don't really think too much of the arguing about on this one. I'm going with the Ravens. Trevor Lawrence is back, obviously, and he's still injured. Even though with football, still with the nagging injuries. And with that Ravens defense, they're going to try to take advantage of this man with this nagging injury. I think they're going to get up early, and then the Ravens going to get it done. So I'm pretty much going with the Ravens on this one. I think the Ravens defense win this game alone.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think the Ravens win this one. Jaguars coming off a tough loss in Cleveland last week. Trevor Lawrence played okay with the ankle injury.
Still injured.
Yeah, still injured. I just think the Ravens, right? I think the Ravens are the best team in the AFC, honestly. And I think, in my opinion, they're in the same conversation with San Francisco as the best team in the NFL. But I don't think enough people talk about them because it's the Ravens and people don't want to do that. But they are a very talented football team. And the fact that they are as balanced as they are, and they got obviously number 8 back there, you know, and they've lost some close games this year. There were a couple close games this year as well. I don't think their record's very good, but I don't think their record is really a true indicator of who they are. I'm taking the Ravens in Jacksonville, which like you. So yeah, Ravens.
Going with the Ravens, yes, sir.
And last game, Monday Night Football, flex Monday Night Football, because the Chiefs and the Patriots was originally on Monday Night Football, and they said, no way, we ain't doing that.
That's funny. They switched them out like that. That's crazy.
Yeah, no, everybody watching that. Next game, Eagles at Seahawks, Monday Night Football.
This is going to be a great game for both sides of the team. It's the problem I have with the Seahawks, right? The Seahawks have showed promise last season. Coming this season, that's why everyone's how Seahawks. The Seahawks showed me moments of like, this is why we believe in them coming into the season. Then the next moment, the Seahawks, I'd be like, man, what the H is going on with this team? Eagles, I feel like, you know, with the Eagles more, we can all try to, even the Eagles, to try to say, like, we've been playing trash, we ain't the same. It's just that, no, people are more prepared to play you every Sunday now. You're a team that just came from the Super Bowl. So now you're getting everybody's best every Sunday. Cause I see Jason Kelsey said this is like, yeah, man, we ain't looking the same. No. Y'all not shocking nobody no more. We coming to play y'all every Sunday. We know what y'all, we got film on y'all, the tush push, the options, the play action plays y'all run. We're just more prepared to play you guys. Nobody expected the Eagles to be that good last year. So we're more prepared for you. But coming into this game in this week, I think the Eagles, because I think they came off a loss, obviously, that was to the Cowboys, right? They came out of a loss to the Cowboys. They didn't look as good that game. I'm expecting them to come back, bounce back, and be better and get this win against this Seattle Seahawks team who lost on double. Like, they on a 3-game losing streak right now. And they ain't really looking good against those good teams like that. So I'm going to definitely go with the Seattle Seahawks. I mean, no, Eagles. I'm sorry. I'm going to Eagles. I almost tripped. No. We're going Eagles.
Okay, yeah. And I think this game is actually going to be a bit of a shootout. I think it's very similar to the Seahawks-Cowboys game a couple Thursday nights ago. I think it's going to come down to really kind of a last possession. The Eagles' defense has been inconsistent, but the inconsistency is, to me, their big problem is they don't get off the field on third down, and they don't get sacks on third down. And in order to, dominate the way they have previously, they got to start getting back off the field on third down. So that's one thing. I think the second thing is, obviously, Geno didn't play last week in San Francisco with the groin injury. Pete Carroll said great. He will be back. The last couple games he's played well, pretty well. I think it's going to be a shootout. I think it's going to be an entertaining game, but I'm going to take the Eagles in a close one. I just trust them just a little bit more. The Seahawks defense, where's their pass rush? I mean, and the edge rush. When we think about those classic Seahawks defenses, they had Michael Bennett on one side, you had Cliff Averill on the other side. They don't have that dominant edge rusher anymore. And I think that's, to me, the missing link, for their defense, because they have a lot of pieces, throughout the defense, but that's the one area they I think have dropped the ball some. So I don't know if they'll get after Jalen Hurts enough.
They, even if they try to, can they get to him though? Because he's gonna get out of there.
Right. And also, I think, again, coming off a tough loss in Dallas, where, again, you had 3 fumbles inside the red zone, your red zone, for the
That's
Eagles. That's not going to happen again this week. I expect them to be a little sharper offensively and run the football. It ain't that hard. Run the football. Get the running game going.
Sean, how do you get to the Super Bowl by doing something and then trying to go away from it? Like play what got y'all to be the team that everybody love.
That's another conversation. That's big. We have
we ain't gotta have a conversation, but you know how they do that though. They always want to make their quarterback be the one who beat everybody with the team. No, our quarterback. Same way why the Seahawks didn't get their Super Bowl against Tom Brady. Why Tom Brady got 7. But you know how that go, man. We already know how that go. Appreciate you guys going on the episode. I know we usually give out about like an hour and 10. We pretty much went on about the 2-hour span. We had to have a great show today, man. It was a great show today, man. Appreciate you, Sean.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. But you know, we gotta go out on a banger though, Sean. You know what I'm saying? The party don't stop. Look, I stopped sipping because we started the podcast. But hey, look, the party finna keep going. You feel me? We go ahead. We gonna go ahead and get right. And obviously the kiddos in the background. But appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys like, make sure you guys share, make sure you guys subscribe. Real Takes on Facebook, SB and Sean every Monday and Friday at 7 p.m. Man, look, man, we gonna go out on a banger, Sean. I'm trying to tell you, Sean, we gonna go out on a banger. Oh no, my speaker cut off. Hold on, wait a minute. Y'all gotta see me. I gotta turn my speaker back on. Hold on, Sean. Don't leave, Sean. Don't leave yet. Sean. My speaker cut off. We gonna leave off on the right note. Because we gonna leave off on the right note. Hold on. Connect Bluetooth.
Connected.
Oh, yeah, there. Those y'all Real Tech Show, fake debate. We be live all the time, man. So look, we gonna listen to that gospel here, man.
Chapter 7, verses 16 and 17.
Woo! We ain't hungry no more, Sean. We here, Sean. It's a revolution tonight, Sean. We good. We back. Let's go, ball up, Sean. Ball up, Sean. We back. Hey, let's go. We back. Ball up. We back. Hey. See y'all Monday.
See y'all Monday.
See y'all Monday.
Rucker Man.